they're not on the platform bandwagon anymore. You need a dominant development platform every 10 years or so. And we haven't seen the next dominant development platform. Union Square Ventures. I love Union Square. We actually have one of the partners from Union Square blurbed our beautiful book. Union Square launched a new website. And what was interesting, I was looking through this website. You know, they go through their different thesi. Is that correct? Thesi? Theses? Maybe theses. I don't know. 1.0. So you can see here, these are the deals in the early 2000s. 2.0. This is kind of the subsequent, I guess, 8-year period of time. And thesis 1.0 is large networks of engaged users. Okay. Then it goes, now we look for less obvious network effects. Okay. And now what they're saying is thesis 3.0, which is today, are enabling trusted brands that broaden access to knowledge, capital, and well-being by leveraging networks, platforms, and protocols. Okay. They're not on the platform bandwagon anymore. Okay. They're saying we're going to basically invest in linear companies that are building brands on platforms. Open Door, linear company, trying to do deals with Redfin and what's going on there. What we've spoken about in the past with Sonder on Airbnb. I bet they're kind of kicking themselves that they didn't invest in that. But basically saying, if we understand what the dominant platforms are going to be, and platforms being the most dominant business model of the 21st century, that's the subheader. If we understand what areas of the economy the platform is going to come to dominate over the next 5 to 10 years, I want to invest in the most dominant linear brands within those networks. And that's exactly what Sonder is doing. I think Sonder, and we've spoken about how Marriott should really look at buying Sonder as opposed to trying to compete head to head with Airbnb. Horrible decision. But Sonder is really trying to become the brand, the Marriott brand of basically, homeowner rented apartments on Airbnb. So can you have a brand associated with kind of living in an apartment or renting an apartment like a hotel room, but it's not a hotel room? And can you build that brand equity within the network and the platform that will eventually become extremely, extremely dominant and become a platform monopoly? And that's what Union Square is betting on right now. And why is this? Because basically you need a dominant development platform every 10 years or so. And we haven't seen the next dominant development platform. So you had the internet, then you had smartphones. Smartphone's been around for over 10 years. I mean, what is the new greatest app that you're going to make today that just blows everyone away? People thought it was going to be AR and VR as a dev platform. People thought messaging was going to be kind of like a pseudo dev platform because we kind of saw that in China. It didn't take off here for a few different reasons. I think that automotive is going to be the next dev platform. I don't think it's going to be here in the next 1 to 2 years. But as we've spoken about maybe 3 episodes ago, I think Android automotive is what I would put my money on right now. Curious if Union Square is investing in anything like that. But the automotive industry, even pre-autonomy, it's $1 trillion worth of services that flow in and out of the vehicle every year. Once you get to autonomy, 5x that number, it's probably $5 trillion. And what Google is doing with Android automotive and with Waymo, where they're saying, hey, auto manufacturers, I'll give you access to Waymo, basically for free. But you need to put my operating system into your vehicle. Once Google has its operating system in your vehicle, now Google controls what services flow in and out of the car. And then Google can be the toll, right? The middleman, the gatekeeper, whatever you want to call them, where they're going to take some points on the money flowing through the vehicle. There's going to be a lot of innovation that can come about in the dev platform for the automotive environment. But until then, it's just hard. It's hard to create a new dominant platform that no one else has tried or come about yet. You really need that combination of technology, innovation, and data. And as we talk about in the book, it's really the confluence of these 3 things: technology, people, and data. And that in the past 25 years has really what has enabled all these platform businesses to reign supreme and become so dominant. But you'll see it every 10 to 20 years. You'll absolutely see a new technological shift. Fortunately, we went from internet to smartphone somewhat quickly within basically a 10-year, roughly 10, 15-year period of time. We're due. It's coming. I think Android Automotive, and you'll see all of this really come to life certainly in the next 3 to 5 years. If the auto manufacturers can get their act together, that's another story. We'll see. But short of, and there's other things as well that beyond just auto dev platforms. But I think definitely in the next 3 to 5 years, we're going to see another dev platform rise to dominance that then other businesses can be built on top of. And that's that operating system, right? So in the book, we identify 3 different types of development platforms: closed, controlled, and open dev platforms. And basically, you have closed dev platforms like Salesforce. You have controlled dev platforms like operating systems, Android, Windows, open dev platforms like a Linux. And we go into a lot of detail about the differences between them and all these kinds of things. But I think the next controlled dev platform, in my language, it's okay if you don't understand my language, but basically a dominant operating system that other businesses and software and tech companies can be built on top of. We don't have one. And until then, I think Union Square is right to focus on Thesis 3.0. Oh, the blockchain was another one that was supposed to enable all these new businesses. And USV was pretty big on that. Interesting that they don't mention blockchain specifically here. I don't think blockchain has really panned out to be what everyone expected it to be, which is another topic for another time. Hi, this is Alex Mozed. Thanks for joining us on Winner Take All. If you enjoyed the content today, which I bet you did, please comment, subscribe, and definitely message me on Twitter when we're doing live streams. Also, please note, all opinions expressed about stocks or public companies on the show are exactly that, opinions. This is not investment advice. Don't act on it. WisdomTree licensed Applico's Platform Insights data product to aid in the creation of the PLAT ETF. Thanks for joining us.